we got some awesome Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 news to talk about, including a massive Nintendo eShop sale. Also, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition could be closer than we think, and some more Nintendo Switch 2 upgrades, and even more. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so starting off, there could be more Nintendo Switch 2 edition of games coming out sooner than we thought. Now, going by this post by Nash Whittle on Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, there could even be more Nintendo Switch 2, a second wave of announcement for old gen Nintendo Switch games getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. This is crazy and very awesome. Alright, so the next thing here is Elden Ring Tarnished Edition could be coming out sooner than we thought. Now, looking at this, it has been rated by ESRB, which means we're getting a rating and it's probably gonna come out soon. It can release any day now, and this is fantastic. And you know, it's pretty great. I'm really excited to see Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, and with ESRB ranking how the game is it an M, is it a whatever, which is an M obviously, but seeing it on Nintendo Switch 2, it's coming out soon. It's gotta be. All right, so the next thing. Okay, also, if you look at the power difference from Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2 games, it completely confirms that the Switch is at least 5 times more powerful than the Nintendo Switch 1. Now, if you look at this video right here, so we got the Switch on one side and the Switch 2 on the other side. Can you tell which is which? But overall, the point is, one of them looks better and the other one doesn't. So, which one is Switch 1? Which one is Switch 2? The powerhouse of the Switch 2 is pretty impressive when you look and compare them directly to the Switch 1, Switch 2. So playing your games is perfectly fine. And even without the Switch 2 upgrade, the games still look really, really good. So if you've been meaning to play a game, you just didn't have time to play the game, or you didn't want to play the game because it looked like poo, put it on the Switch 2, and trust me, you'll probably have a better time with better draw distance, better FPS, and all of that stuff. It's pretty great. So, the next thing we gotta talk about is look out at your local Best Buy, and maybe you can get yourself a Nintendo Switch 2 if you don't already have one. Now, the Nintendo Switch 2 is either well in stock in where you live or just completely out of stock. Now, Best Buy is actually hosting July 1st a restock for Nintendo Switch 2, which is great. Alright, so the next thing we gotta talk about here is, Nintendo might be in trouble here, but you can look at it as a good thing or a bad thing. So, it turns out that in Brazil, Nintendo has gone against a law that has been placed for, you guessed it, bricking consoles. So, Nintendo is under fire from Brazil for their claim of if you break the terms of service or you modify the console, the hardware, whatever, they can brick your system. But this apparently goes against what Brazil's law is. So maybe Nintendo will reverse their decision on breaking consoles, because it really shouldn't be a thing that, oh, well, you broke our terms of service, we're gonna break your console. Because I feel like you should own your console once you buy the console, but that might just be me. Okay. So the next thing here is used consoles. Now, since this Brazil Nintendo thing and console breaking itself, there's some problems with used consoles now. If you're planning on not getting one brand new and you want to get one used, well, there's some big warnings about Nintendo potentially already broke that system, and then the buyer or the seller's trying to sell it to you. So then you're getting a used broken Nintendo Switch 2, which is completely a brick, so you might as well just use it as a doorstop at this point. So when you're using used consoles or buying used consoles, make sure that it works before you actually buy it, but it's kind of hard. If it's a hand-to-hand deal or in-person deal, it's easier. But if it's like online, just try to make sure if, you can get your Nintendo Switch 2 not bricked. Wish you the best luck if you're looking for used things. Now, the next thing we gotta talk about here is Nintendo Direct. Now I know, pretty much every single news video gotta have Nintendo Direct in it, but trust me, we're gonna get a Direct sometime soon. It's probably gonna be in the first week of July, or the first 2 weeks, I would say, okay? Give it then. In July, which is pretty great. So we're probably gonna be seeing a lot of things, including the Elden Ring Tarnished Edition release date and all the other games that haven't yet to be released or revealed, and maybe even some more Nintendo Switch 2 games, because it is the 40th anniversary of Super Mario. So what better than to announce a 40th anniversary direct, maybe for Nintendo, maybe for Mario, maybe for something, but we got to see something for Mario. It would be great for the 40th anniversary. Anyways, Nintendo Direct, probably going to be seeing Animal Crossing, probably going to be seeing some other games. Yeah, okay. So the next thing is the eShop. So the eShop's pretty cool, right? Okay, so there's another thing that I should probably mention too. So, games are on sale. The summer deal has arrived upon us, and there's over 4,000 games that are on sale. So some major Nintendo games are on sale. As you can see here, you got Animal Crossing, you got The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, you got Luigi's Mansion, Mario Odyssey, and all of this stuff. And these are honestly some pretty great deal. If you wanted some third-party game, there's one that I picked up was Hades, and it was 65% off. Now, you got to keep in mind that the games are probably going to be more expensive because of the fact that they're Canadian, but if you change it into American, it's going to be the same thing. So yeah, overall, a whole bunch of games that are on sale. So anyways, that's a lot of Nintendo news, and I wanted to keep this video nice and short, short and simple. Consider hit the like button, maybe subscribing. If you want to, there's a video that you can watch. If you like Pokemon, well, there's a video that ranking all the Pokemon games. If you want to watch that, that's completely up to you. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and see you in the next one.